there. We're down here cooking at the stove, and today we're making spinach dishes. And Merrill, what are you making?
I am making a spinach gratin, or as we like to say, gratin. We decided that word you have to go all the way or not at all. And it's by Liz the Chef.
And I am making Shayma's Persian spinach and yogurt dip.
I've got some onions cooking in butter. That's always a good start.
Mine is super easy. All you do is saute a little onion. Or, no, you don't saute onion.
I'm doing that. She's going to
saute onion. I saute garlic.
I'm also scalding milk on the back of the stove, which I'm going to turn off. My onions are soft, so I'm going to add 1/4 cup of flour. Just sprinkle it over. And
you're making a bechamel.
I am basically making a bechamel with onions in it. Yeah. So I'm going to stir it all around to coat the onions. So Amanda's going to whisk while I pour in this hot milk. You want to be careful, it might bubble up a little.
And it starts thickening instantly, which is kind of cool. And I'm adding spinach to my pan. And it's spinach that we've blanched and then squeezed dry and then chopped.
Amanda squeezed all the spinach, so her hands are a little sore.
and then all you do is basically warm the spinach through and season it with some salt. And then I'm going to take that off the heat and let it cool so that I can mix it with the yogurt.
I'm just going to keep stirring this, whisking it actually, just to get all the flour lumps incorporated until it really thickens. It's going to start to simmer and it'll thicken quite a bit.
I'm actually doing one component of Merrill's dish, melting butter, and then toasting panko, which is a Japanese breadcrumb, seasoning it a little bit, and then that's going to be used as the topping for the gratin. Thank you, you're much better at it. No. Adding the panko to the butter, and all you want to do is stir it around until it's lightly coated, and then the heat will take care of the rest.
And watch it carefully, because it does happen quite suddenly.
Yeah, it's a little bit like toast under the broiler.
We don't know anything about burning toast. Alright, so I'm going to turn off the heat.
When do you season?
You season, actually, thank you for reminding me, you put in nutmeg and cayenne first. So we have 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, freshly grated, and a couple of pinches of cayenne. Obviously this is to taste. And then actually you add the cheese first, I think because the cheese can be a little salty, and then add some seasoning. Great. So this is just 1.5 cups of grated Gruyere. So this is a lot of spinach. This is...
You use frozen spinach.
You use frozen spinach, and Amanda squeezed this all out too. If you were to try and cook up this amount of spinach from fresh, you'd be buying a lot of spinach.
You'd also go mad.
It's true. Come on, spinach. Do my bidding.
It looks like fun.
It is fun. You want to try?
Yes, I do.
Go for it. Here, I'll tend the switch.
They continue toasting in the oven, so you don't want to get them too brown.
Right. Oh, uh-oh. You know what? I actually might need help. Do you mind if I hold this with 2 hands?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now I'm putting the breadcrumbs on top.
Very nice.
This is really fun. Whoa! Especially when you get into all the little crevices in your stove, so that they could never ever see the light of day again. And then I just spread it around.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. I feel like I'm raking a little bit.
You're so agricultural.
I am.
We're going to put it in a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes.
So here we are. The spinach that I sauteed earlier with garlic is now going to go into some yogurt.
What kind of yogurt are you using?
Great Valle plain whole milk. Don't even try that low-fat stuff because you really need the creaminess. And you also don't want your dip to be watery.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to smash in these walnuts. Using Amanda's meat pounder, which we love.
And you also make some fresh garlic.
This dip is nice and garlicky.
Oh yeah. I think this would be perfect to precede some lamb. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Be like
really good.
First course or hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah.
And then you just spread it. You want a shallow, wide dish, so you can spread it out kind of like you would with hummus. So then you just garnish.
Yeah, go for it.
So you go some dried mint,
And as Shema points out, you do not want to use fresh mint because the dried mint has a sort of earthiness that really works.
Yeah,
well.
it's really great.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then you sprinkle over some of the crushed walnuts.
Yeah.
This is all sort of to taste and to make it look pretty. And you want to do that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, and then, you know, generous bit of olive oil. You want like a little, whoops, well, maybe not quite that generous. Whoa.
Whoa!
Well, something like that. Anyway, you want to have these little pools of oil so that you can top it up with some nice flatbread.
Yeah, or pita chips or something.
Yeah. And now we're going to taste test. All right.
So we're going to dive in.
We have a first course of dip.
I'm going to do the same. I just blew on it. We forgot to season it.
I know. Oops, we forgot to season it. It's really great if you put salt in it. What would you serve the spinach gratin?
Steak.
Steak. Ooh, yum.
That's what I would serve it with. I under-seasoned that too. Excellent. 2 saltless dishes. But they're really, really,
Excellent
really good.
but bland.
So now, it's time to vote.